Subaru just entered the three-row electric SUV war, and it did not come quietly. The new 2027 Subaru Getaway brings 420 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and Subaru's adventure DNA into a market already dominated by one of the most complete family EVs on the road, the Kia EV9. But here's the real question. Is the Subaru Getaway actually a serious new threat to the EV9? Or is Subaru simply putting a rugged... What's up, everyone? Welcome back to AutoMaster Drive, driving the future of cars. Today, we're putting the 2027 Subaru Getaway head-to-head against the Kia EV9 in a battle for the future of the electric family SUV. And honestly, this comparison could be a lot more interesting than it looks at first, because Subaru is not entering this market with just another electric SUV. It is bringing a completely different brand identity to the fight. On one side, you have the Kia EV9, a bold three-row electric SUV that has already proven there is a real market for family-sized EVs. It is spacious, it is practical, and it was designed from the beginning to be a serious electric family vehicle. On the other side, you have the all-new Subaru Getaway, a three-row electric SUV with standard all-wheel drive, 420 horsepower, and Subaru's unmistakable focus on adventure and outdoor capability. And this is where the battle gets interesting. The Kia EV9 is trying to make electric family life easier. The Subaru Getaway is trying to make the family SUV feel exciting again. Today, we're not just comparing horsepower and range numbers. We're going to look at the design, the electric performance, the family practicality, the adventure capability, the range, and the biggest question of all, which one actually gives American families the better reason to go electric? Because the EV9 has already built a reputation, but the Subaru Getaway is arriving at exactly the right time. And there is one problem that could completely change this comparison. The Subaru Getaway may have the power and the all-wheel drive hardware to challenge the Kia EV9, but the EV9 has something Subaru cannot build overnight: experience. So when these two three-row electric SUVs finally go head-to-head, will Subaru's adventure DNA be enough to defeat Kia's proven EV formula? Or will the EV9 prove that the best family electric SUV is not always the one with the biggest personality? Design and road presence. Let's start with the most obvious difference between these two SUVs: the way they look. The Kia EV9 is bold, futuristic, and completely unapologetic about being electric. Its long body, sharp lines, and massive presence make it look more like a concept car that somehow made it into production. But the Subaru Getaway is taking a completely different approach. Subaru is not trying to make a spaceship. It is trying to make a family SUV that still feels connected to the outdoors. The Getaway has a more upright, adventure-focused design that immediately feels more like a Subaru. And honestly, this is the first place where the two SUVs split apart. The Kia EV9 looks like the future of family transportation. The Subaru Getaway looks like it wants to take that family somewhere the pavement ends. But design is only the beginning, because the real question is what happens when these two electric SUVs actually have to perform. Power and electric performance. And this is where Subaru makes a very serious entrance. The 2027 Subaru Getaway comes standard with a 420 horsepower all-electric drivetrain. It also gets standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. That is not a weak first attempt from Subaru. The Kia EV9, depending on configuration, offers up to 379 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque with its dual-motor all-wheel drive system. So on paper, the new Subaru actually has more horsepower than the current EV9 AWD. And that creates a very interesting situation, because Subaru is not entering this battle as the slow, practical family SUV. It is coming in with real electric performance. But horsepower is not the only number that matters in a family SUV. Because if you are taking 7 people and all their gear on a long road trip, range becomes a much bigger deal. Range, charging, and adventure. The 2027 Subaru Getaway is targeting approximately 300 miles of range, depending on configuration. It can also charge from 10 to 80% in as little as 30 minutes, and Subaru says the Getaway will be compatible with the Tesla supercharger network. The Kia EV9, meanwhile, offers up to 305 miles of EPA-estimated range in its light long-range rear-wheel drive configuration. The current EV9 lineup also offers 800-volt fast-charging capability. So when it comes to range, this battle is much closer than you might expect. But then Subaru changes the conversation completely. The Getaway comes with 8.3 inches of ground clearance and Subaru's dual-function X mode. And that is a very important detail, because the EV9 is designed to take your family almost anywhere. The Getaway is clearly trying to make you ask a different question. What if your family trip does not end when the road ends?
Family practicality. Now, let's talk about the reason these SUVs exist in the first place: the family. Both the Getaway and the EV9 offer 3 rows and seating for up to 7 people, but Subaru is clearly trying to maximize flexibility. The Getaway offers up to 80.6 cubic feet of cargo volume and power folding third-row seatbacks. The Kia EV9 offers up to 81.7 cubic feet of cargo volume behind the first row, so the numbers are surprisingly close. But the real difference is personality. The EV9 feels like a high-tech family lounge. The Getaway feels like a family adventure machine. And if Subaru can keep that identity without sacrificing everyday comfort, Kia may have a very interesting problem. Off-road and real-world use. This is where I think the Subaru Getaway has its biggest advantage. Subaru is giving the Getaway standard all-wheel drive, 8.3 inches of ground clearance at X mode. It is also rated for up to 3,500 pounds of towing capacity. The Kia EV9 is no slouch either. Its available all-wheel drive versions offer terrain mode, and Kia lists up to 5,000 pounds of towing capacity for the EV9. So the Kia actually wins the towing numbers game. But this is not just about towing. The Subaru has something Kia cannot simply add with a software update: a decades-long adventure identity. And that could matter to buyers who want their electric SUV to feel like more than a family appliance. Price. And the big question. And now we reach the one category that could completely change this battle: price. Subaru has not yet released the final MSRP for the 2027 Getaway. Kia's 2026 EV9 currently starts at $54,900 before destination charges. And this is where the Subaru Getaway has a huge question mark hanging over it, because Subaru is bringing more horsepower than the EV9 AWD. It is bringing standard all-wheel drive. It is bringing Subaru's adventure identity. But if the final price climbs too high, the Getaway may have a serious problem. Because buyers will not just ask whether it is exciting, they will ask whether it is worth choosing over the EV9. So, which one wins this family EV battle? If you want the more proven electric family SUV experience, the Kia EV9 is still the safer choice. It has already established itself in the 3-row EV market. It offers serious space, strong charging technology, and a very complete family package. But the Subaru Getaway is much more interesting than I expected, because it is not simply trying to become another Kia EV9. It is bringing 420 horsepower, standard all-wheel drive, and real Subaru adventure DNA into the 3-row EV market. And honestly, that could be exactly what this segment needs. So my verdict is simple. The Kia EV9 wins today, but the Subaru Getaway may have the more exciting future. And if Subaru gets the price right, this new family EV battle could become a lot closer than Kia probably wants.
Now, I want to know what you think. Would you choose the proven Kia EV9 or wait for the new Subaru Getaway? And if Subaru gets the price right, do you think it can actually challenge the EV9? Let me know your pick in the comments. And if you enjoyed this future SUV battle, subscribe to AutoMaster Drive, driving the future of cars. Because the next generation of electric SUVs is about to get a lot more interesting.